Hello and welcome back to the Watford Way. Today, as we look ahead to Watford versus Huddersfield Town at Vicarage Road this Saturday afternoon. Watford coming off the back of a fairly decent away win to Rotherham United. It wasn't the prettiest of games, to say the least. However, we dug in, we defended well. Relatively well, I would say. And Yasser Espria, of course, once again, our Colombian wonder kid, scored a brilliant goal to get Watford all 3 points. A similar goal to the one he scored against Norwich in midweek, from slightly less far out, but the technique equally was superb from Yasser Espria, and he certainly is in obviously contention to start against Huddersfield this weekend. I think where I am with Watford at the moment is a little bit confused, especially by the last few starting lineups that Valérien Ismaël has put out, especially with the exclusions of Emmanuel Dennis and Ryan Andrews, who I believe should now be starting week in, week out really for Watford. I don't believe we have the luxury of benching them two players anymore for the remainder of this season. Now, what can Watford achieve this season? What is our ultimate aim? Because when you look at the championship table, I believe we're about 9 or 10 points off the playoff positions now. So you would say, unless Watford go in a ridiculous run of form from now until May, playoffs are really untenable for Watford to get. And then you look at the relegation battle, we're 10, 12 points clear of that as well. So I think for Watford, we've just got to cement a decent mid-table finish. The top 10 really is where I would expect us to be at come the end of the season. And while doing so, I want to see some better football. I want to see a bit more cohesion between the players. I want to see us keep a few more clean sheets, because I feel lately, Rotherham game aside, we've been shipping a lot of goals, and hopefully with the slightly easier fixture schedule coming up in the next couple of weeks, we'll see Watford play a bit better, score some more goals in that final third, and in the defensive third as well, hopefully keeping a few more clean sheets as well, because going back, towards the start of the season, that was kind of our strength, really. We kept a lot of clean sheets, and we were scoring, goals for fun, really, at times. I mean, Rotherham United, we beat 5-0, and there was a few more games where Watford scored, plenty of goals, and we've not seen enough of that in recent weeks. For me, now, don't get me wrong, the opposition we've faced have been, really, really tough. You look at the likes of Leicester and playing Southampton twice in the space of a week. That hasn't been easy. But hopefully now, looking at our upcoming run of games, obviously just beating Rotherham, we've got Huddersfield this weekend, and we've got Millwall the following weekend after that. I'd expect Watford to be doing pretty well, all things considered. So let's wait and see what happens. But I'm confident going forward in the weeks ahead, barring any major injuries obviously happening to the Watford squad. Now, how would I line up for this game? Well, last time out against Huddersfield Town, it was pretty much, again, a boring 0-0 draw away from home for Watford. Huddersfield themselves have picked up some decent results in the past few weeks as well. They beat Sheffield Wednesday by 4-0. They also beat a really decent Sunderland side as well by 1-0. So, yes, they are down there towards the bottom end of the table. However, in the past few weeks, they have picked up a few more decent results, and they're certainly a better side than Rotherham United, who Watford recently just faced. So I certainly think the test is going to be a lot tougher, and obviously Watford do have the advantage of playing at home as well. I mentioned earlier today that Valérien Ismaël has to change up the starting 11 a little bit more. I'm not a fan of our substitutes coming on and rescuing us in games. Obviously, that's a good thing. Our substitutes having an impact. But ideally for Watford, we really have to be playing our best players from the out. So Jake Livermore, for me, has got to come straight back in to the starting 11 after having a rest against Rotherham. Same with Ryan Andrews. He's had plenty of time to recover and rest now. He's got to come back in. And I think for me, Emmanuel Dennis has to come in for Mileta Rajovic. We know Vacuum Bio is out injured at the moment, and Mileta Rajovic really isn't having much of an impact on any game he plays in whatsoever. So I think for me, the front three, and the best front three Watford have at the moment, is Ken Sema on the left, Emmanuel Dennis down the middle, and Yasser Espria on the right-hand side. I think that's clearly our best team. You look at our defence, I think it's probably Ryan Andrews, Matty Pollock, Wesley Hoot and Jamal Lewis. And then you look at the midfield three, the best midfield three we got at the moment is probably Jake Livermore, Ismail Kone and Edu Kayembe. And I feel like if Valérien Ismail plays that 11 consistently from now until the end of the season, we'll see a lot more positive results than negative ones. So hopefully Valérien Ismail takes my feedback on board and puts out a good starting 11 against Huddersfield Town this weekend at Vicarage Road. In terms of injury news, aside from Jeremy Ngakia and Bakumbayo, I believe Watford have pretty much a fully fit squad who are ready to go this weekend. So no excuses for me. I think you look at the Rotherham game, you look at Huddersfield, and you look at Millwall. I'd expect Watford to at least be picking up 7 out of 9 points, if not all 9 points from them 3 games. So I'm expecting a win, and a big win this weekend. I'm going to go with Watford 3, Huddersfield Town 1, Yasser Espria to bag 2 goals, and Emmanuel Dennis to get another goal at Vicarage Road as well. So let me know your score predictions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to The Watford Way, and I'll catch you again very soon for another video. Bye bye.